can you fix mistakes with gouache? Even big mistakes, because sometimes what you paint is so-so. But you don't want to throw it away, because you don't want to waste your time, your paint, your energy. And I have a tip for you so you can fix your mistake and get back your paint to what you like. Hello, bonjour, I'm Cécile, a French artist, and my mission is to help you becoming a better artist, because I'm sure you can do it. In this channel, you'll find easy tips and tricks, tutorials, live sessions. You can also follow along with my classes on my art school. You have the link under the video. I've recently painted this little cat in a kind of magical background with a lot of light, and I kind of like it, but I really don't like this part of the cat. As this is gouache, I want to show you how to fix a mistake. And this one is really a big mistake. Really, I feel that the back is too long and it should be a bit narrower. And also I want to change the angle of the tail, because I don't like that you don't see the end of it. My goal is to fix this, and it's kind of dark, almost black, and it's kind of light, almost white. Let's see if we can cover this mistake with gouache. The first thing is to take a photo of your image, import it in Procreate, and place a layer on top of it. I'm using a gouache brush, so it will mimic my actual brush. And I want to decide where is supposed to go the back of the cat. So selecting the color of the background, and I'm covering it, defining the new shape of the cat, as well as the new shape of the tail. Maybe this could be a bit higher. We'll see if we can do this in real life. Because digital, it's easy, but actual paint and brush can be a complete other story, really. Something like that looks a bit more interesting, a bit more accurate. So you're not compelled to do this part of it if you can just draw directly on your existing painting. That's fine as well. But I don't want to mess up too much and have to do it twice or 3 times. Let's go for this, and there will be some hair, loose hair around the tail, as well as the back, and also the spotlights. Now I have a good idea what I want to fix at the cat, and let me show you the difference before and after. Obviously I like this one much better. It looks really more natural. The pose is okay. So I have my image here as a reference, and now let's grab this one and place the drawing on it. New shape is more like this, more rounded on the back. This is a 2H pencil and it's visible on the gouache. If you make a mistake, you can still erase it. Okay, let's go for this. Now I have my drawing that is ready. And the tricky part will be covering the black. Here it will be okay, because I will go with the dark part over a light one, so that will be really fine. The first thing to do is to remove a bit, let's say a lot, of the dark pigment that is on the paper. I will be using a damaged brush. It's a flat brush with the edges that are already damaged, and you need a clean tissue and clean water. Place your brush in water, remove the excess, and go on the black and rub gently. And this will get the pigment out of the paper. You see that? So clean your brush and do it again until you get most of the paint out of it. The idea is to reactivate the gouache so you can lift up the color. You need to really clean your brush very often. So you rub a bit to activate the dry pigment, and then you can lift up, take it on your brush and clean your brush on your tissue. This is a huge makeover, really. I would say I rub quite hard because I know it's a heavy watercolor paper and it won't move. But if your paper is beginning to be damaged, stop rubbing and go to the next step. Aha! Did you find this helpful? If yes, please boop the like button so YouTube can spread this video to more people. Thank you. Merci. You can also tap with your tissue on the paper and you can lift up a lot of pigments this way. Gouache has a very large particle of pigments compared to watercolor, so most of the pigments is sitting on top of the paper, but at some point you will get to where the pigments are inside the paper, and this is where you need to stop because you won't be able to lift up whatever you do. From now, you need to cover it. And before covering it, make sure this is completely, totally dry. Given the darkness of this purple and the lightness of the background, there is no way you can cover this in one single layer. You will need to apply a first layer of white, and you should get the most opaque white that you have. There are a ton of names for gouache whites. It can be permanent, zinc, titanium. They all have different names. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the opacity of it. And for this, you will check the symbol, which is usually a square or can be a circle. And if it's filled, it's opaque. So for example, this one is permanent white. It's opaque. This one is titanium. It's opaque. And this one is primary white, and it's not as opaque as the others because the symbol is half filled. Grab what you have. Doesn't really matter the name of it. I will take this one, which is permanent white, and I will place it on top of the part I want to cover with light gouache and use it in a very thick layer. I'm covering everywhere I've been placing some bluish, purplish pigment. Applying very small brush strokes. I don't really mind so far because I will cover it with the adequate color later. Try to apply it with as less brush stroke as you can, because every time you are rubbing, you may lift the pigment below. My paint is almost pure from the tube. The only thing is I have added a tiny amount of water, just to let it flow on the paper. It doesn't matter if some pigment is still visible from below because we will add more layers on top of this. When this is completely dry, you can try to find again the same color from the background. My guess is it will be very difficult because mixing the exact same color is sometimes very tricky. But actually I feel it lacks a bit of shadow under it, so I will play with this and add shadows. So I just need a darker color, and I'm still using the same white in my mix, so I'm sure this is also very opaque. I want to use a regular white that would be maybe a bit transparent. Add this same color somewhere else, so it's not completely out of nowhere. As usual, wait until it's dry and go for the tail. This is the easy part because it's dark over light. The only thing is you don't want to rub. Cover my pencil. While I'm at it, I'm just fixing also the nose. I thought it was a bit too vivid, a bit too light. And now my cat is fixed. Just need to add a bit of green grass over here. And who can tell, there was a different cat before. Yes, you. Because you've been seeing me painting. But other than that, really, gouache is perfect when you make mistake because you can fix it. I can show you from close view. There is really nothing to see here. It's perfectly fixed. Gouache is so forgiving. This is why I love it so much. Well, just one of the reasons I love it so much. Because you can fix whatever mistake you want, even the biggest one. Here is the finished cat, and you can see the difference with the initial painting and how a small fix, well, a big fix, can do a lot for your painting. One of the best skills an artist can have is to embrace mistakes, to use them, to fix them, and to do something good with them. And now you're good to watch this video that YouTube thinks is best for you.